Hello everyone, hello students. Welcome sa aking video lecture on lesson number 3 on software development and implementation. Okay, now, disclaimer lang class ito ay isang supporting material lamang. It is your responsibility to check, study the materials that are available to you, the IM to be specific, because I cannot discuss here word for word kung ano ang nilalaman ng ating instructional material. Okay, so ito ay magsisilbing tulong sa inyo kung sakaling meron hindi kayo maintindihan doon sa topic. At ito kasi sinusubukan kong i-connect lahat ng mga subtopics sa lesson number 3 para mas higit ninyong maintindihan ang software development and implementation. Now, alam ninyo class, ang pinag-uusapan lang naman kasi natin dito sa software development and implementation ay yung pagde-develop, okay? Or yung pagbubuo ng isang system software or software application, At yung pagpapatupad dito. Kasi pag nagtatrabaho tayo sa isang company or sa isang organization na highly IT, ibig ko sabihin, yung mga proseso ay masyadong technical na at automated na ito, hindi ito yung mano-mano yung mga gawain. So we are using several or kaya naman isang klase ng information system na kung saan may mga sanga-sanga ito. Okay, so although ang pag-uusapan natin dito, development ng isang system. So ano ba ang mga kinakailangan nating tandaan? Now, the software development process, kagaya ng makikita ninyo sa ating slide, okay, provides an environment that is conducive to successful systems development. Ano ba kasi ang target natin? Bakit tayo magde-develop ng isang software or ng isang system? Dahil siguro meron tayong kinakailangan na i-improve sa ating proseso na currently hindi siya ganun ka-epektibo or siguro masyadong mabagal ang proseso, it takes time, kumakain ng oras, kaya napag-isipan na mag-develop tayo ng system, mag-develop tayo ng software na magagamit natin in the future. Okay? So, pag kinakailangan na conducive ang system development, kasi hindi ito birong usapan, kumakain ito ng oras, kumakain ito ng budget, okay? Kumukuha ito ng maraming tao, mga isip, So, marami itong mga resources na kinukonsume. So, kinakailangan seryoso tayo dito. Now, in this process, kinakailangan ninyo, or kinakailangan natin ng 4 na mga bagay. Yung information system or information software strategy, the standards, okay, the policies and procedures, and even project management. Pag sinasabi natin na IS strategy, okay, this guides the developers. Okay? Yung magde-develop, yung mga programmers, yung mga designers, sa paggagawa, in building systems na consistent sa technical and operational goals. Okay? Consistent doon sa napag-usapan. Ano ba ang target? Of course, this is aligned doon sa mga management, Pangalawa, standards. Ano naman sa standards? Ang standards naman kasi ang gumagabay sa pagse-select ng tamang hardware, tamang software, and developing new systems. Okay? Now, hindi ko na ipapaliwanag in details kung ano yung hardware, kung ano yung software. Meron kayong IT application tools na subject, Or kahit na hindi nakalimutan nyo man yon, okay, familiar naman na dapat kayo kung anong ibig sabihin ng hardware, ano yung software, Now, yung pangatlo, policies and procedures. Etong mga polisiya at mga patakaran, o mga procedures, ito naman ang sumusuporta sa organisasyon, sa mga goals and objectives nito. Okay? Kasi we have to implement, kinakailangan may mga policies and procedures because ito yung guiding, ito yung guide, ito yung gabay, kung paano ba gagawin ang isang bagay, in general, okay? And then, pang-4, project management. Sa project management naman na aspeto, it ensures that the projects are completed on time. Okay, within budget and within expected functionality. Okay, towards project and then management. How to manage the project. Meron kasing timeline yan. Kailan natin uumpisahan, kailan natin ito tatapusin, magkano ang budget natin dito. At the end of our project, are we within the budget? Okay, at the end of the budget or at the end of the project, lumagpas ba tayo sa deadline? Okay, so yun yung project management. Time management, yes, kasama po ito, ano? And then, yung natapos ba natin, yung dinevelop natin na system, okay, does it meet the expected functionality? Kung bakit natin ito ginawa. Okay? So, ito po yung apat na software development processes. Ano? Ito yung apat na mga proseso na ito. Now, paano tumutulong dito ang auditor? Ang sabi dito, no, auditors can assist organizations sa pamamagitan ng ng pagre-review ng system development process. Okay? Nire-review, okay, yung mga process na ito para masigurado or to ensure that developed systems comply with the organization's strategy and standards. Ito bang ginagawa natin ng mga hakbang, ng mga proseso, ng mga phases, naka-align ba ito sa organization? Baka kasi medyo naliligaw ng landas, o kailangang i-remind na meron tayong strategy, meron tayong standards na dinidictate nung nasa taas. Okay? O anong role ng isang auditor? Either as a control consultant or as an independent reviewer. Pag control consultant, part siya ng team. Hindi bilang isang developer, kasi hindi naman yan technical guy. Kung hindi, as part of the review process. O paki-check ng IM kung ano yung details, yung statement doon about dito sa control consultant. Pag number 2 naman, independent reviewer, outside the team, outside the development team naman ito. Okay? So, yan po ang maaring role ng isang auditor. Now, meron tayong apat na approaches sa pagde-develop ng isang software. Number 1, this one, traditional information software development. Number 2, purchasing and modifying a package system. Number 3, prototyping and rapid application development or RAD. At saka yung number 4, the less formal end user development or EUD. Pag-usapan muna natin itong traditional information software development. Pag traditional, ibig sabihin, ito yung normal, yung ginagawa ng karamihan nung mga before, yung mga nag-develop ng mga software before. Okay. Meron kasi tayo dito ang common phases. Okay, when we are talking of traditional information software development, makikita ninyo ito, nilagay ko from A to G. Letter A, feasibility. Letter B, analysis. Letter C, design. Letter D, construction. Letter E, testing. Letter F, implementation. And letter G, maintenance. Now, let's talk ng bahagya. Pasadahan lang natin anong ibig nitong sabihin, etong mga phases na ito. Sa feasibility, okay, especially yung mga nasa higher years, or may mga naka-experience na ng mga feasibility study, familiar kayo dito. Because when we are talking of feasibility, okay, in the context of software development and implementation, okay, we identify a need. Ano ba yung pangangailangan? At magde-decide tayo whether to make, to buy, or do nothing. Okay, o dito, nagkakandak tayo ng feasible ba yan? Okay, and of course, we have to do analysis because in analysis, we define what is required on the new system. Okay, dito, either wala tayong system sa ngayon, so kinakailangan natin mag-develop. So, ang analysis mo dyan, wala kasi tayong system ngayon. But what if meron? There is an existing analysis. O, ano ba ang wala sa current system natin, sa current software? Bakit kinakailangan nating mag-develop? Or, do we have to modify the existing system that we have para ma-meet ang current needs ng mga users or ng ating mga clients? Okay? And then, after that, we do the design. Yung designing, that is defining how to build the new system to satisfy the requirements. Na-analyze kasi natin, okay, eto yung mga kailangan natin sa ngayon. So, we do the designing. And after designing, of course, the construction. Ito na yung paggawa, okay? Building the new system using the design information. Okay? O next, testing. After construction, we have to test. Kasi sa testing, iba kasi pag nag-design, nag-build tayo, yung construction phase, iba pa rin. We still have to test kasi maaring naka-design ka na, nakabuo ka na, gumagana ba yan? That is where we do testing. Okay? O verify that the completed system meets the user needs. Kasi baka maraming mga bugs yan. And when we are talking of bugs in a computer environment, or in terms of computer or information technology, we are talking here of system errors. Baka may mali sa coding ng program. Okay? Or baka merong error somewhere. So, that is where we can identify it sa testing. Kapag gumagana na yan, smooth. Okay? Maganda yung pagkakagawa. And then, we do the implementation. The implementation, okay, is the delivery of the completed system to the end users. Sino ba ang mga gagamit ng mga systems na yan? The process owners. Okay? And then last, maintenance. Pag ginagamit na natin ito, naka-implement na yan, na-implement na yan, of course, dapat may maintenance dyan. Okay? Do we have to modify the system? Kung sakaling may mga mali, may mga na-encounter tayong problems after we run live. Or, kung sakali man na may mga panibagong pangangailangan, what do we do? Okay? Na-tackle yan on the maintenance part. Okay, so yan po ang common phases of a traditional information software development. Now, yun nga lang, syempre, maraming, or hindi naman sa marami, meron pa rin tayong mga risk dyan, At dito, sa traditional IS development, meron ako ditong dalawa. Okay, the first one na nandito sa left side, long development process that is costly and time-consuming. Of course, matagal po yan. Hindi po biro ang pagde-develop. Okay, from the planning phase pa lang sa umpisa, sa pag-a-analyze, pagkakandak ng mga feasibility studies, it takes time. And usually po, hindi yan months, ang ginugugol dito. Kung hindi, maraming taon, So, pinagpaplanuhan talaga ito ng mabuti kasi nga, resources are consumed. Kung at the end of the target our target date na dapat nakabuo ka na ng software tapos hindi naman gumagana, so sayang, di ba? Sayang ng resources. So matagal yung proseso, magastos yan, time consuming, at isa pa, okay, eto, business environment may change between the time na naumpisahan yan na na-define yung mga requirements hanggang sa natapos at na-implement yung system. Maaring nagkaroon ng changes sa business model, sa business structure, na biglang na-outdated yung dine-develop mo na system. Or may mga hindi na-consider before during the planning phase, during the analysis and the feasibility studies, na biglang lumutang na lang, during the process of creation. So, may mga possible changes, sa business environment. So, yun yung mga risk. Okay? That is traditional IS development. Next, yung pangalawa, purchasing and modifying a package system. Well, actually, sa IM, wala pong discussion about dito, Nilagyan ko na lang. Okay? This is simply purchasing a ready software and then modifying it to meet the organization's needs. Ito yung hindi, developing from scratch, na mag-brainstorming pa yung developer team, okay? Para pag-usapan ano ang gagawin natin. Dito, readily available na lang, mo-modify na lang natin ng konti, okay, para ma-meet kung ano yung needs ng organization. Okay, so yun po that is another approach. Now, eto kasi, sabihin na natin na yung organization ninyo, yung nature, yung industry ng system, ng industry ng company, kung saan ka nakapabilang, hindi naman ganoon ka-unique. So, sabihin na natin, nasa retail lang. Okay? Di pwede kang makabili ng mga available information system. And then, you just update it to meet your needs. Dito, medyo mas makakatipid ka sa oras at hindi mo na kailangan ng madaming resources, mga tao na mag-iisip ng pera, ng budget. Of course, ang budget mo ay ilalaan mo na lang para doon sa pagbili ng isang package system at syempre, yung additional cost on modifying the system. Okay? That's second. Now, the third one, ito prototyping and the RAD. Okay? Rapid Application Development. In general, pag pinag-uusapan natin itong prototyping and RAD, it includes, okay, yung transformation ng user's basic requirements into a working model. Pangalawa, the revision and enhancement of the model. At yung pangatlo, the decision to accept the model as the final simulation of the actual system to be built. Pag ang pinag-uusapan natin ay itong pangatlong approach, we are talking here of building a model first. Okay? So, model ang ginagawa natin dito. Prototype, kaya meron tayong term na prototyping. Dito kasi, check muna natin. Okay, magde-design muna tayo ng isang model na kung saan doon tayo magbabase ng decision later on. And kung sakaling may mga revisions. Ito, common ito sa maraming mga organizations. Let's say sa mga manufacturing, sabihin na natin sa mga sasakyan, sa mga kotse, pagawaan ng kotse. They are building a model first before they are conducting the actual the actual product, Same lang naman yan sa mga systems. It can be applied. If you are, instead of developing diretso na you can build first a model and let's see kung gumagana ba yon. Kapag okay na yung model, saka tayo magde-decide kung itutuloy ba natin yan, Kasi parang yung model, it serves as the simulation ng actual na program na i-develop. Okay? So, eto naman po, yung pang number 3. Now, the model should what? First, it should show how the design work in real life. It should provide insights into why the design is successful. It can facilitate interaction between users, system analysts, and the auditor. And number 4, it can be viewed and analyzed before commitment of large funding for systems. I just want to highlight this number 4 kasi hindi biro po ang funding dyan. Million po ang pinag-uusapan natin dyan. Hindi po yan mura. Mapapamura ka sa presyo because we are talking of capital investments here. So, it really is a serious matter. So, kaya yung iba, nagde-develop muna ng model para doon yung magiging basis nila later on. Okay? Ano naman ang benefits nito? Ang benefits kasi ng pagde-develop ng prototype or ng isang working model is this one. User approval and final satisfaction is enhanced because of increased participation in the project design. So, mas nagkakaroon ng participation. At syempre, pag may participation kasi, mas madali na lang yung approval process. Especially pag yung approver ay part noong nagpa-participate. And then, pangalawa, the cost of design's modification is reduced because users and designers can foresee problems earlier and are able to respond. Kasi unlike halimbawa, yung traditional na IS development, what if may biglang changes sa business environment, okay? Biglang changes sa mga requirements, naka-develop ka na. So, medyo mas magastos yan, Unlike dito, pag prototype, since simulation pa lang naman yan, hindi pa naman ito talaga maapektuhan yung current na, yung mga operations ng company. Lalo na inaapektuhan ng information system or yung software na dinidevelop, na nag-take into effect na. So, dito, nandoon ka pa lang sa model. So, at least, madali na lang itong modify at mas makakatipid dito kasi hindi pa naman siya naka-implement. Okay? So, ang sabi dito, no, and designers can foresee problems earlier and are able to respond. Of course, nakaka-respond naman yung iba, pero mas advantageous pag naka-prototype ka muna. Okay? Yun nga lang, ano, just like yung, let's say, for the traditional IS development, may mga risks din associated with prototyping and RAD. Meron tayong 5 dito na in-identify. I hope nababasa ninyo ito, ano, pero you can check naman sa IM kung sakaling medyo malabo ito. Number 1, incomplete system design. Number 2, inefficient processing performance. Number 3, inadequate application controls. Number 4, inadequate documentation. And number 5, ineffective implementations. So, eto naman po ang 5 mga risk associated dito sa prototyping and RAD. Okay? So, yun po ano, dito sa pangatlong approach. Now, yung pang-apat, yung panghuling approach doon sa apat na na approaches is less formal and user development. Ito naman is an application that is created, operated, and maintained outside the IS organization. Why outside? Because ito end user kasi ang nagde-develop. So basically, although part ng organization ng IS, yung mga tao syempre kinakailangan kasi ng mga tao na gagamit ng IS, pero technically they are outside the organization. Now, there are many factors that have led the end user to build their own systems. Number 1, and first and probably the foremost is the shift in technology toward personal computers. Alam naman natin, let's say for example, dati, nung hindi pa naman pandemic, yung mga trabaho ay nasa office. Ngayon, mga naka-work from home. So, individual, may mga personal computers. And, syempre, sa ngayon, let's say, sabihin na natin na ikaw yung nasa hands-on ka sa operations or medyo nakikita mo yung bigger picture ng organization, how it works. So, nakikita mo ano yung maaring mga butas, ano yung mga lapses. So, pwede ka dito kasi maka-develop ng, syempre, maka-define ka ng mas better na na system para mas ma-meet yung needs ng organization. Lalong-lalo na kung nandoon ka sa position na pwede kang mag-contribute or mag-decide. Okay? For that matter. And, eto, pangalawa, 4th generation programming languages. Eto kasi, habang umuunlad yung ating technology, yung programming, yung mga languages, mas nagiging user-friendly habang tumatagal. Unlike before, masyadong mahirap mag-design ng mga information system kasi yung programming languages hindi mo maintindihan. Pero sa ngayon okay, nade-develop, mas nagiging user-friendly ito, parang sa mga GUI yung graphical user interface. Sa pag-navigate mo ng computers, hindi mo kailangan ng mga commands, mga with the click of a button lang, mga icons, mas mananavigate mo na yung computers. Okay? So, eto ang mga reasons kung bakit nagkakaroon ng mga less formal and user development. Now, examples. Mainframe-based query tools that enables end users to develop and maintain reports. Ito, vendor packages that automate a generic business process. And pangatlo, end user develop applications using PC tools, PC-based tools, database, or spreadsheets. Lalong-lalo na ito, pero pinaka-common mga spreadsheets, lalong-lalo na kung sa company or sa organization, medyo manual pa ang kanilang mga proseso. So, syempre, may mga matatalino tayong mga part ng management, at gumagamit tayo ng mga Office applications, Microsoft Office applications, or similar applications, So, pwede tayong makapag-design mismo galing kahit nga sa ating mga Excel file, di ba? So, yun po ito yung mga example ng ating end user development. Now, marami-rami nga lang po ang mga risks associated with this approach. Weak security. Kasi outside ito sa IS organization. So, medyo hindi covered ang security. Limited backup. Siyempre, Say, sabihin na natin nasa remote na computer mo, tapos hindi na si-save ito, hindi naka-network. So, medyo limited yung backup. Inefficient use of resources. O, number 4, inadequate training. Number 5, inadequate support. Hindi ko na ito iisa-isa i-explain, ano. Yung iba naman, medyo maiintindihan naman siya doon sa mga words. Now, if you have any questions, please ask me na lang, ano, para at least matakil natin ito in a contained time as much as possible, no? Okay? Number 6, incompatible systems. Number 7, redundant systems. Redundant system, maaring yung isang mong katrabaho, naisip din nila yun, gumawa din sila, ikaw gumawa din. So, there is a possibility of redundant systems. Number 8, inconsistent reporting across departments. Kasi syempre, ang nag-develop nito, end user. Maaring yung needs ng iba, hindi naman, ano. Tapos, hindi din niya na-foresee kung ano yung pangangailangan ng ibang departments. So, maaring magkaroon ng inconsistent reporting. Lalong-lalo na pag malalaking organization ito. Number 9, reliance on inaccurate information. And number 10, ineffective implementation. So, marami-rami ang risks associated with end-user development. Okay, so yun po yung 4 na approaches. Now, pag-usapan naman natin ang phases. Okay? Phases of software development. Of course, nahati ito sa 4 din. The planning, the development, the implementation, and maintenance. Although, syempre, ang pinaka-emphasis natin, the software development, itong number 2, and then number 3, implementation. Pero meron tayo, of course, before we develop, we do planning. At syempre, pagka-implement, kagaya ng nabanggit na rin kanina, we have to maintain it. Okay, so pasadahan natin ito, dito muna tayo sa planning. Sa planning phase, this sets the stage for the success of the development effort. Pag hindi kasi ito nagawa ng maayos, the budget and schedule may not be sufficient. Maaring kulangin, kulangin sa pera, kulangin sa oras. Maaring yung problema ay hindi ma-define ng maayos. Okay? Kaya nga kinakailangan nagpaplano talaga. So, hindi lamang po sa pagde-develop ng isang software, kung hindi halos sa lahat ng bagay. Pinaplano muna bago gumawa ng aksyon, di ba? So, kasi maaring hindi natin ma-define. Okay, what is the problem? The final project may not solve the business problem. May na-develop nga tayo. Pero, yung final project natin, hindi naman ito nasasagot yung problema. Sayang lang ng oras. Kaya kinakailangan pagplanuhan. Yung right people may not be involved. Kinakailangan natin i-determine sino-sino ba kasi ang kailangan natin para ma-develop natin ito ng tama. Hindi lamang kasi yung mga developers. Sino ba kasi yung mga users na makakinabang nito, yung gumagamit nito. So, kailangang ma-involve sila as part of the team para maayos ito, So, kasama po yan sa pagpaplano. Okay? Ito yung mga activities in the planning phase. Number 1, needs analysis. Okay? Ang needs analysis, this is a study conducted to determine whether a new system should be developed. Pangalawa, current system review. Dito naman sa current system review, ito naman yung pag-aaral ng current system kung meron. Okay? Kung wala, syempre, hindi applicable, di ba? Kasi, ang review natin dito, wala tayong current system. So, magde-develop tayo sa ngayon. It identifies existing processes kasi and procedures that will continue in the new system. Maaari kasing i-modify lang natin yung existing system natin. Kasi maaring in-house ito na ni-develop. We have to update it. So, we have to review the current system. Ano ba kasi ang lapses nito? O kung wala mang lapses, ano ang reason? Bakit natin kinakailangan gumawa ng panibago? Ano yung user requirements na hindi nito kayang i-address na current system natin? Pangatlo, conceptual design. Okay? This is the preparation of the proposed system flow. Okay? Flow charting tayo dito, and other information illustrating how the new system will operate. Nabanggit ko yung flow charting because nabanggit dito yung system flow. That is not a joke, On a serious note, when we are designing, when we are doing conceptual design, of course, nilalayout natin yan. And usual, common naman ito, yung mga flow chart. Okay? We design paano bang mangyayari from the end from the beginning up to the end, no? So we do flow charting really. Okay? Number 4, equipment's requirements. Of course, this is the configuration ng hardware na kinakailangan para iproseso at gamitin yung mga bagong systems, no? Processing speed, ano yung bilis na kinakailangan? Storage space, transmission media. I remember sa dati kong company, we are talking of yung system na current na ginagamit natin ay tumatakbo sa 32-bit, pero ngayon ang mga computers halos naka 64-bit na. So kailangan natin itong i-modify. Okay? So ito mga configuration, ano yung mga processing speed, ano yung power ng computing power na kinakailangan natin diyan. Medyo technical nga yan, nga lang yan. So kaya kinakailangan natin dito ng mga IT guys, di ba? As part of the team. Panglima, cost-benefit analysis. Okay, this is the detailed financial analysis, okay, of the cost to develop and operate the new system, the savings or additional expense, and the return on investments. Of course, why do we do this system? Bakit kinakailangan natin mag-develop? Para later on, makatipid tayo, no? Hindi lang pinag-uusapan natin dito yung effectiveness, yung efficiency, kung hindi yung economy pa rin ng operations, di ba? So, laging may cost-benefit analysis dyan. Kasi kung beneficial yan sa atin, okay, saka natin ito gagawin. Ba't natin ito gagawin kung puro gastos, wala masyadong benefit? So, kinakailangan ng analysis dito, Okay? Next, project information. Of course, sino-sino ang mga tatao dito, We have to identify people from programming, from the user departments, from the support departments para mag-develop at mag-implement ng new system. And number 7, project plan. Okay? This is the overall project plan na naka-define yung mga trabaho, yung mga target, yung mga deliverables, ano yung ipoprovide to monitor actual results and ensure successful progress. Okay? Usually, divided yan into milestones, may mga charts tayo dito para ma-determine natin nasaan na tayo sa ating project, no? Yung progress, no? At yung division of labor. Okay? So, yan po, yung ating activities in the planning phase. Now, ano naman yung audit's involvement or the auditor's involvement? Of course, as part of the IT audit or the IS audit, ang responsibility or for the involvement is to develop an understanding of the proposed system. Kung para makatulong ka sa pagre-review, pag-check kung maayos nga ito, kailangang intindihin mo din kung papaano ito gagawin na bagong system. Okay? Make sure time is built into the schedule and to adequately define controls. So, kinakailangan syempre, as part of the auditors, eyes and ears of the company, of the management, is to check sa system ba na i-develop, may mga controls integrated ba dyan. Otherwise, magkakaroon tayo ng problema. Kasi magkakaroon tayo ng lapses in the process, in the implementation later on. Verify that all the right people are involved. Of course, di ba doon sa part ng project information. Pwedeng makatulong din yung auditor to check, are the people, are the team complete? Sino-sino ba kasi yon? So, ito yung nagbe-verify. Okay? So, that is the auditor's involvement. Now, ano pa? As part of the review involvement, this one, sorry. Andito na pala tayo sa second part. So, kanina, hanggang dito, this is the planning phase. Etong susunod, akala ko magkarugtong kasi audit's involvement din. Ito naman sa development. So, dito, inuna natin, ano ang involvement naman ng auditor sa pagre-review sa development phase? Kasi normally, ang trabaho kasi ng auditor is taga-review So, taga-check kung gumagana ba ang lahat, kung nasusunod ba ang mga dapat gawin. So, for the development phase, ang trabaho ng auditor is to ensure na yung software ay nade-design with the user requirements documented. Okay? So, dapat merong proper documentation dyan. No? Ensure that management approves the design. So, to make sure na yung dine-develop ay aprobado ng management kasi kinakailangan may approval pa rin yan. No? Because, once again, this involves resources. Pangatlo, no? Ensure that the application is tested before implemented. O critical po yan kasi baka mamaya pagka-develop, gino live na agad. Okay, usually term nito go live. Yung naging live na ginamit na talaga sa mga totoong transactions. Hindi pa pala na test, madaming mga bugs na nakita. So kinakailangan i-test mo na yan bago yan i-implement. Okay? So yan po ang mga involvement ng auditor. Now, as part of this review involvement, the auditor's key tasks during system development are as follows. No? Review user requirements as aligned dito sa number 1 here. Review manual and application controls. Submit recommendations for approval after each walkthrough. Pang-apat, no? Present findings to management. And pang-lima, maintain independence to remain objective. This is very critical, no? Dapat meron tayo palaging independence para objective tayo sa ating mga ginagawa. Now, wala tayong bias to any side, no? Okay. So, ito yung mga key tasks during the system development. Now, the involvement of auditors will really depend, okay, on the risk assessment. In the previous lessons, pinag-uusapan natin yung risk assessment as part of the audit planning. Dito, ganun din, the risk assessment will determine yung involvement ng auditor dito sa software development. Okay? Based on the process risk and the system risks. Okay? Dito, meron tayong dalawa. Yung nasa kaliwa, ito yung mga process risks. Yung nasa kanan naman, ito yung ating mga application risks. Okay? Dito, umpisan muna natin sa process risks. Una, lack of strategic direction. Pangalawa, lack of development standards. Pangatlo, lack of a formal systems development process. And pang-apat, negative organizational climate. So, ito ang mga risks, process risk na magdidetermine ng auditor's involvement. Pagdating naman sa application risk, lack of management commitment, application complexity and magnitude, inexperienced staff, and lack of end user involvement. Okay, so ito ang magiging basis kung masyado bang involved ang auditors or hindi. Kasi pag nami-meet naman, hindi lacking, kasi ito halos lack of, di ba? Kung maganda naman, nasa positive side naman yung result, mas lessen yung involvement ng auditor. Kasi ibig sabihin, maganda yung environment, para mag-develop ng isang panibagong system. Okay? So, yun po, Next slide tayo. The level of risk may be a function of, number 1, the need for timely information. Number 2, complexity of the application. Number 3, degree of reliance for important decisions. And number 4, the length of time the application will be used. And number 5, the number of people who will use it. So, ito, ang level of risk. Ito, makikita ninyo, the level of risk may be a function of the following of these 5 enumerated. Okay? Next. An auditor can provide a reasonable assurance that the following tasks are performed with regards to the system development. Remember, we are talking of system or software development here. At yung auditor can provide reasonable assurance. Familiar tayo lagi dito sa reasonable assurance because syempre nasa auditing na subject tayo. Number 1, the following tasks are performed with regards to system development. Compliance with standards and procedures. Number 2, efficient and economical operation. Number 3, conform systems to legal requirements. Number 4, include the controls necessary to protect against loss or serious error. Number 5, provide the control and audit trails needed for management, auditor, and operational review. And number 5, document the system. So, ito yung maitutulong ng isang auditor para makapag-provide ng reasonable assurance na nami-meet itong mga ito. Okay? So, yan po class. Now, let's end here muna and we will talk about it on the part 2. Okay? So, let me just end this video lecture Ito yung part 1. Okay? Para I think medyo nandito tayo sa kalagitnaan na ng discussion. Okay? Para magkaroon ng break kumbaga. Okay? So, hanggang dito muna tayo, class, At ibibigay ko sa inyo ang part 2 right after this one. Okay? So, if you have any questions, please let me know and I'd be happy to assist you. Okay? Kung meron kayong tanong, huwag kayong mahiya. Okay? So, until then, for the next part, I'll see you around. Bye-bye.